What is your opinion with the passing of the torch to one generation to another? What's your opinion on, let's say, Generation Z?
I think Gen Z has like, kind of gets a bad rap because like a lot of like my parents are like older,
Okay.
and they get a lot of like they don't want to work, they don't have jobs, and a lot of this stuff. But like my last job was in fast food, and like I worked with mostly like 18 to 21, 22 year olds, and they were like really like hardworking people. Like some of the hardest people. Like whenever I had to like drop a shift. Like I'm like a younger millennial, like old Gen Z. So whenever I had to like drop a shift for like an audition or whatever, they were always like the first people to like pick it up and be like, yeah, I'll take it. Like let me do
What
it.
about millennials? What's your opinion on millennials?
No, I just think of it's one of those things where like I was born in '96, so I'm like technically millennial, but also like identify with Gen Z, and I think it's just I don't know. I think it's just we're all like there's a difference between like attitudes between the two generations, but also I think there's like people are different, and like I've met some Gen Z people that are one way, and like millennials that are the same, and like millennial people that are like the typical millennial, and then like Gen Z that are like that act a lot like millennials.
Okay, very good. What would be you said you're a zillennial. Have you heard that phrase before?
And I have not. No.
Okay, a zillennial, yeah,
crazy.
right on the line there. What would you say is the biggest misconception, because you're right on the line, this is actually an interesting question for you. What would be the biggest misconception about you? And you kind of straddle two generations there, so just in a word or a phrase, what would you say the biggest misconception is?
Like probably that like we're lazy, and like if I take a week off from work because I'm like I don't know, like I'm just like not like either I like am doing something that I'm like I just can't do both, like work and that at the same time, or I'm gonna like crash out. And it's just thinking of like, well, that's just because like we had to do this, we had to walk up like uphill both ways through like 12 inches of snow. So probably just the work thing.
That you're lazy. Okay, very good.